Does a one-stitch facelift work? So let's think about this. We want to lift up the entire face with one stitch. The concept of it isn't terrible, isn't an awful thing, but it depends a little on the weight of the face and how much aging is there, right? I think the term one-stitch facelift is primarily a marketing term. Somebody puts that on the internet and people like the concept of less, and in many cases less is better. In many cases in medicine, less is more. But in the case of facelifts, one stitch, that kind of less is not more, in my mind. And the reason that I say that is what my patients want is something that's secure and long-lasting. If somebody's going to endure a facelift, the facelift operation, they want it to have a minimum of 5 and usually 10 or 12 or 14 years. I commonly see my patients 14 or 15 years after I've done a facelift on them, and they're coming back to me. They might get a facelift when they're 48 or 50, and now they're coming back to me in their mid-60s, often to get what might be their final aesthetic operation. Not always, every person's different. But in order to do that, we have to lift the face up enough, not just in one place. So the concept of putting one stitch underneath the skin and lifting the entire face on that is novel, but probably not successful. Now, we have components of that with thread lifts. We go down in certain areas and grab the tissue without fully dissecting it openly and grab it in a couple of places, and that gives us some lift. But the usual thread lift lasts approximately a year. It may last 18 months. I tell my patients that it lasts a year. And for those patients with minimal aging, they're willing to accept a year. They're not quite ready for the bigger operation. I think it's very reasonable. And I love thread lifts for that reason. However, the concept of advertising a one-stitch facelift is to me relatively a marketing tool. In my mind, I like to do a bigger operation that gives a more secure, more long-lasting, and more natural result. I often tell other plastic surgeons when I lecture, my patients come in asking me for mini lifts, but they don't want mini results. They want bigger results. They want natural results, but they want a lift that's secure and that lasts for a long time. And I try to give them that. If you want to hear about facelifting or other things relating to rejuvenation surgery, eyelid surgery, brow lift surgery, I'd love to speak with you. Call or email me anytime. I help patients like you all the time. This is my passion, and I'd love to see you in my office. Thanks so much for watching.